So there's been an ongoing story that, in my opinion, has not gotten nearly enough attention this week. And the thing is it could have huge implications for global security. So it needs more attention. So late Tuesday night, during a Russian attack on Ukraine, several dozen Russian military drones crossed into Poland in what was an unprecedented violation of their airspace. NATO fighter jets were scrambled and eventually engaged with those drones, shooting down 3. It marked the first military engagement over NATO territory since the outbreak of Russia's war with Ukraine, something people feared for a very long time since the start. And Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said that it was the closest his country has come to open conflict at any time since World War II. So it's understandable that Russia's reckless actions prompted immediate calls for an emergency meeting of NATO, where they agreed to take measures to reinforce Europe's eastern flank, while condemning Russia's provocation in the strongest possible terms. In other words, our allies quickly all stood together, and they understood the gravity of the situation. They reacted with urgency, as they should. Now, Trump, on the other hand, reacted more like kind of like a spectator on the sidelines, saying, quote, "What's with Russia violating Poland's airspace with drones?" He said that on Truth Social, adding, "Here we go." Now, as much as that, what I just read there, might sound like your crazy uncle on Facebook, something he may have posted, again, that was the president of the United States. And the thing is, it might not be a coincidence that the biggest test of NATO's resolve in recent memory is taking place on Donald Trump's watch. He has shown no ability or real willingness to counter Putin's aggression. And for years now, he has denigrated NATO, threatening to scrap it all together unless our allies pay more for their own defense.
I'll tell you about NATO. It's obsolete, and we're paying too much money.
You know, we're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting everybody, and yet we're paying a lot of money to protect.
If they want us to do the fighting, they also have to pay a price.
And one of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, "Well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us?" I said, "You didn't pay? You're delinquent?" He said, "Yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay."
I would encourage Russia basically to do whatever the hell they want. Now, given statements like that, it's not hard to see why Putin might think it's a good time to push his luck. And to be clear, NATO is very different from the many other institutions that Trump has tried so hard to dismantle. I mean, for one, it was built to ensure the collective security of the United States and its allies. And it has been the most effective deterrent that we as a country have relied on over many years to avert nuclear conflict, literally for the last 75 years. And yet, in the aftermath of that incident over Poland, Trump said little to nothing in defense of our allies. When he was pressed about the provocation yesterday, he didn't condemn Russia's actions. He excused them.
What's your reaction to Russian drone incursion into Poland?
Could have been a mistake. Could have been a mistake.
Could have been a mistake. And then just today, when he was asked on Fox News what he was going to do about Putin's actions in Poland, he declined to take sides, saying, "I'm not going to defend anybody." Now, his words in the face of this crisis have already earned him a public rebuke by Poland's prime minister, who insisted that Russia's actions were no mistake. Instead of standing up to Russia in a moment that clearly demands a unified response, Trump is bickering with our allies, it seems. So if Putin is really focused on testing NATO's resolve, as many have said he is, it would seem that Donald Trump is failing that test.